Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. So I'll kind of get into what I'm seeing. We have 10 o'clock news today. Might reserve a bit of that volatility for 10 o'clock, but so far I like how London kind of made a move lower and swept that low here. I don't know why it's not. What's up, Omar? Hey, you got notifications. Good job. I was looking at your video, by the way, of your data, and one of your trades is similar to this, where we had consolidation, but on a smaller time frame. And then we had swept like this, but we displaced far beneath the low, and then we had more consolidation. Right now, what I'm seeing is instead of doing that, displacing far beneath the low, we quickly kind of came back up or stalled from going any lower. So what that tells me is that price is reluctant to continue seeking lower past this area of liquidity, and looks like I'd like to see this act as a Judas swing right here, or well, yeah, as a kind of a false move lower. We do have liquidity built up, so that is attractive. I like this right here price swing. It's very clean, and even though it's over a long period of time, I'm just looking at this on the higher time frame. I think this is a quick sweep to clean up some of this trendline liquidity, and I would like to see that go higher from around here. Illinois says I knew it would dump. Yeah, it was possible because there was liquidity built up, but I still think we're bullish for the day. $10 a.m. would distribute probably. That's what I'd like. 10 a.m. news. Some of that volatility from 9:30 is reserved for 10 a.m. want to see how we're going to displace. If we're going to trade to this low and leave a lot of space between the low and where price is, then I'd be bearish. But if we're going to quickly come down here, sweep it, start consolidating or pulling back, I'd be more bullish. I like what we're seeing because we're pulling back, leaving long wicks. Never mind. I kind of want the low to be formed within the next 10-15 minutes. If we were to show a fair value gap here, I'd want to be long on the fair value gap. We'll just sweep that 5-minute short-term price swing. Very clean directional price swing. And then news could come out and distribute even higher above this. On hourly perspective too, overall the trend is higher, or well, we're more in a sideways. I want to also look at the dollar. Dollar is also bullish, which is good. And I just want to also make sure the S&P and the Dow are not shitting themselves. The Dow is also up, which is divergence, and I mean that could, if it lines up, if Nasdaq wants to line up with the Dow, These strawberries are good. Strawberries with oatmeal. See, I like this because it's clear we're not looking to go further past that low. And you wouldn't really typically look for this in a pullback either. It doesn't usually happen where price pulls back after taking out liquidity and then continues to go lower. Usually you want to see it pull back after digs lower and then pull back around the area where the liquidity is. And right now I'm just looking for a nice gap to enter on. Looks like I got one there. I almost entered on the 30-second chart on the 941 candle, but wanted to wait for a better gap. Better area to enter. Like I'd be aiming for this level right here. If we do come back down into that area. Not yet, I haven't entered. I'm just waiting for a fair value gap entry. It could be the inverse. Man, that could have been entry, but that's just too high up for me. Oh, I mean, I could have done that. I'd have to target that high. Yeah, I could do half of that. I'll let you know. Let me pull over the screen. Oh my god. It won't, just get in now. I'm just getting 1,000. Okay, I got in at 90.5. $760.75. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to look at it here. I'll look at it from here. It'll be easier. Be 3 RR minimum right there at that high. 3.48 RR. Now my stop should be at this low, but because it's a wick, I really don't think it's gonna come all the way down here. I can't really afford to put it down there, but whatever. I took the risk of missing out on the trade, or I wasn't willing to accept the risk of missing out on the trade in order to get a better price. But Ooh, that's some drawdown. I'm gonna what? Did it close my what? Okay, no matter. It closed my position for some reason. But I re-entered. My stop is at this low. I just re-entered and put it at that low though. That's where it should be anyway. But this is looking, if honestly, if it comes down and loses, there could be another setup too. If it comes beneath that up close candle at on Tuesday. Man, I don't know about this. This isn't really looking too good. It's just continuously seeking that opening of the candle, which is kind of showing that it wants to continue going lower. Probably hit my stop. Yeah. Dang. Oh well. And I mean, there's another. If we have another fair value gap, then I can technically go long again. thing is, I already risked too much on top step, so I can't even take it. Okay, wait. Never mind. You're good. I reset the account because it's basically back to break even. Almost. It was not that far from break even. So, and then break even would have, because I already had profits, it would have meant the account as ineligible. I couldn't risk more anyway because the max loss is 1,000, and I had risked 1,000 on that trade. If the gap inverses, I'm gonna enter, or second entry, because this is a new sweep. Okay. I'm in for long at I'm gonna get in this gap. I got in off the close. Oh, oops. Yes, my top step account was like at $700 equity. So instead of like changing my personal lockout from over 1,000, I just reset it, so now I can risk more, and it will put me in a better position anyway. 50 seconds. Oh, you're gonna do a countdown, Milani? No, wait. I didn't take the trade on the right account. I took it on eligible previous account from before. Let me just actually pull up my screen. I took the trade on this account, which is ineligible. So I'm actually cooked. Okay. Not too many tabs open. I wouldn't mind getting in here, but I'm scared it's gonna pull back too much. My stop should be at that low. It's just, I don't know, it'd be hard to demand it to come all the way back down to here right now. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I don't really see it coming back down very much. This is like break point now, where I don't really want it to come back inside this range, like to 50%. This is like a whole order block. I don't really want price to dig back into that. Maybe I might enter on that gap right there with a wide stop. I'd go in with 10. Not 10, a little less, like 8. If it draws back down like deep into this, I'm gonna be a little annoyed, but I can't even set brackets. What the heck? Oh my god, I need to set brackets. Okay, I'm gonna re-enter so I have brackets. There you go. No, I still don't have the brackets. What? Why don't I have brackets? Bruh. Okay. I don't really want to close it again and open it. Fuck it, whatever. Let's flatten and re-enter, and then there you go, now brackets. I just wanted to get the brackets on the screen. That way it's easier to set my TP and everything. But I'm risking, I should be entering up here. See, I don't know why it, oh my god. It pulls back like, if it works, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm done trading though for the day. That's, yeah, I mean, even though it's not a full loss, I'm still done. No, fuck it. Risking the rest of the 400. I'm targeting that high. Yeah. Damn, I should just waited, but I don't know. I was so scared it would just run off without me. And I didn't want to wait. Because to be honest, this should have been the trade I should have been in. But yeah. My stop should be down here. But I got in way too high. Because I was scared it would run off without me. That's a mistake. That's something I have to journal and be aware of. Oh well. I can't even use a full stop either. Omar says, run, we had lower before 10 a.m. was my mom one long. I'm with you. Yeah, that's nice. For sweep here, but I don't know. This sweep was good. Only thing is, we did take liquidity. We took a significant amount of liquidity on the way up, so I don't have any rules though in place to stop me from taking those scenarios. But over time, if I start seeing more losses with that scenario, then like basically where, because like this sweep over here, this up close candle 940 didn't take out any liquidity. It's inside a range, while this one did, so it might be a lot harder to come back up here than it would be for this one, obviously. So they're different sweeps in nature, and I don't know if one of them will make more money than the other. But sometimes, with this model at least, it's like average 4 hours. So I've seen many times where we have a run like this, we sweep, and then we go right back up. It just didn't happen today. So I do think it's worth taking, and I mean I didn't do anything wrong with taking the first loss. It's just maybe my entry, the way I enter, was wrong because I'm entering too early. I'm scared it's gonna run off without me, and I'm entering too quickly, too early. And then the second one is good, but again, yeah, I entered way too early. Took unnecessary losses. Now I can't use a full stop, or then I'll lose more than 1,000, and I don't want to lose more than 1,000 a day. I also risked too much on the first sweep. That's another thing. I shouldn't have risked that much. It'll probably take me out here. Because I think I'm at 1,000, it'll automatically take me out. So if it drives down any lower than that, basically I'll get taken out. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay on the chart because I just feel, I don't know, I feel like shitty with how I entered. It was very sloppy, and I just don't really want to sit here and watch a loss, to be honest. I'm just gonna leave it, set it for the day. But I'll stay here for a little longer. Just won't move right now at all. My goodness. Let me look at it just from trading view. This is what these two, hold on, it should have been this trade. Like, this is what I'm going to journal in my data collection. This trade here, TP would have been at that short-term high right over here on the 5-minute chart. Sorry, I think it's 5-minute. No, yeah, it is. That short-term high on the 5-minute chart. That lost, and then now this one is not 12-minute. The stop should be just beneath the bodies is fine. This would doesn't really, that's a wide stop. but they should be that targeting the same thing, that high there for 4R. So these should have been the 2 trades I took, but I mean it was sloppy, and I took bad entries, and I don't have that. So yeah, hopefully it'll still work out, but we'll see. That is where my TP is. Yeah. Wait, no. Because I got in higher, my TP is higher here, so I'm gonna put it. It should be here, but that's, yeah, okay, I'll just put it there. To be honest, I fucked up. It is what it is. I fucked up the entry. I'm gonna just keep it where it should be. You out. Me got in. Who took any trades at because of me? $400 away from stop. Nice. You could stay in though. This is still a pretty good trade. Like I'm pretty confident we're gonna go higher today. I woke up today knowing that we'd probably have a draw higher. Where did you get in, Nolani? Did you get in at a fucked up price like me? I got in at such a fucked up price. Oh, the max you could on one account. What do you mean? Oh. Wait, was it $400 away from stop, or I don't get it. How did you make the max, but you're $400 away from stop? What? So you got in all the way up here, but your stop's at the low? What the hell? I mean, that's a very bad RR. Yeah, I shouldn't have gotten up here. I was just hoping it wouldn't draw down all the way. Like I was hoping that I could get in, because we closed above this up close candle. So I thought, okay, this is like a higher time frame order block. You know, on the, I don't know, on a higher time frame, like a 15-minute chart or 10-minute chart, whatever. Right? We created an order block. We closed above these consecutive down close candles, and I thought we would just. I was scared we would continue going higher, but I was just stupid because, okay, I get it. Yeah, out of experience, we could have continued going higher, but I shouldn't have entered with a max risk. I should have, if anything, dollar cost averaged into the position, where I get in with a little bit up here in case it runs off without me, and then pyramid my way as it comes back down. The lower it goes, the more I pyramid, the more I stand to make from the trade. That's what I should have done, but instead I got in with the most amount up here, and that kind of fucked me over. I shouldn't really be pyramided anyway, because once I am funded on top step, it's gonna be like I won't really have the option to pyramid. I'll have to get in with one single position. So it's kind of like it's point, like that's why I don't really think of pyramiding. I just kind of, okay, where do I get in? And I don't know. I was scared it would run off without me, but I shouldn't have gotten with the maximum risk. I should have just closed the trade if it came back down and then re-entered with more risk instead of pyramiding my trade. But that's something I'll have to journal and work on. It's a mistake I made. and instead we're left with this entry, this fucked up entry. This first trade though wasn't bad. That entry wasn't bad. Entering up here, putting your stop down there at the low is not bad. So that was okay. I'm still gonna lock it as this though, using the lowest fair value gap. But this one was really bad. I should not have entered up here. Pyramiding is like you add your base layer, like your first position, and on top of that you have another position. You layer it with positions. So like as it comes back down, you could use an order block to enter. You could use a fair value gap. You could use an inverse fair value gap, and all those different arrays, all those different entries kind of serve as the layers of the pyramid. But then obviously the first one or the last one would be your biggest position, so it's like the base layer of the pyramid, and the pyramid gets smaller and smaller as you go, because you have more entries. Like let's just say on this trade here, we could have swept that low. I could have entered with a very small position, had a wide stop, and then we inverse the gap. I could have put a little bit more, because now we're showing a bit more willingness to go higher. Move up my stop because the risk increases, and then we could have closed above all these down close candles, added one more, move my stop up a little bit to the low as my average fill rate rises. I'm targeting the high for TP, so I should be, if you took the model like according, not how I took it, but if I had followed the model by the rules, my TP should be stop at the low, minimum 3RR, next 5 minutes short term high after that. I'm gonna go to 3RR. It should be, well, these highs, but I don't know, I'm not going for those highs, I'm going for up here. 4R, because I fucked up my entry so badly, it wouldn't be worth it for me to go for the lower highs. It wouldn't be, but if I had gotten in down here, I would be targeting that high right there from previous day afternoon for a 3.25R. But yeah, I fucked up the trades, the entry. So if I were to do that, I'd make only 1,600. It'd be like 1K. I don't know. I wouldn't be. I don't know. To be honest, it should be that though. I just don't. I don't know with that entry. It does make more sense to do it like this though. It is the rules. Yeah. I'm gonna just follow the rules. I mean, this is just technically, well, yeah. Technically, that's not really my stop because I already took a loss on the. I just re-entered, but no, I can't put it there. I'm gonna leave it where it is, just because I just took a really bad entry. From where I entered, this is minimum. This is about 3R. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I don't like this on a 5-minute chart. We're leaving these long wicks lower. That's just kind of tell me it's really wanting to take its time, not in a hurry to go higher. It's usually not good. We want to see really nice conditions, trending conditions, where price is easily displacing towards TP. And when you see long wicks like this against you, especially when you hit it twice in a row, that's not really the case. We're kind of in this bigger consolidation here. Like, this is what I want to see, some nice big green candles, but I want it to come up here and then it pulls back again and it kind of gravitates toward 50% of this entire range. I really want to see it break out of that and then move and displace past highs. Because right now we're finding resistance in this fair value gap, so I want to see it really run past that and close above it. Man, nice. Got a perfect time. This is looking better. Even though we had these long wicks, we're still pushing higher. If we close up here, it's going to be a bit better. Especially, I want it close. I'd like to close above 50% of this wick. And then start using these candles as support to continue climbing higher. We'd also be inversing this 5-minute fair value gap on 10:05. So I'd want to see it, I'd want to see it run quickly here and not really come back down too much. Alright, this is a little bit better. Now I'm gonna leave it here and let it run because I want to go play basketball. And so yeah, I don't know. I got up today my Top Step account, basically one trade away from. I was 2 trades away from drawdown. But instead of taking the second trade, I just reset the account. Because it was already, I have a rule where I don't, on Top Step it'll lock me out if I lose more than 1,000. So like, I was at negative $1,700 no, positive $1,700. The account would have stopped me out at break even. So I risked 1,000 on the first trade, on the first loss. And I was at like $700, but I was locked out. So then I'm like, oh, I reset the. How many evals have I passed? I think in my whole life I passed like a dozen. I don't know. But a lot of those were on Apex. And Apex is so fucked the way it is. It's impossible to grow an account. You have to like be very slow in the beginning, and then you can start leveraging more. But Top Step, I only passed 4, I think. Filled 2 and got payouts on 2. But this one I was up 1,700 and break even would have taken me out. It's a 100K account, so 6K profit target. And then I was thinking like, okay, I take one trade, it lost 1,000, and I had $700 left in the account. I'm like, what's the point of waiting for the next day to risk 700? What if I want to risk 1,000? So I reset the account and then risked 1K again, except I got in way too early and I was a bit emotional doing that. I got in all the way at the high and it fucked up my profit. So I could have made like another 3K on this trade, and I could have been up 3K, but instead I'll only be up like 1.5K. Alpha Trader is really good. I actually heard about them. I heard only good things about them, but I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. There's Alpha Futures, I think is the one you're talking about. Yeah, I like that. I like the way they have it built. Only thing it's like Top Step. The only thing I don't like about Top Step is once I get the account, like I can only trade with contracts, or for contracts, same amount of contracts but in micros. So I can't do like 10 micros. If my maximum contracts is 3, I can only do 3 micros. I can't do 15 micros or 10 micros or 8 micros. So I have to risk more, which is why this model works well with the Top Step model, because I risk, like, if I risk $1,000 on each trade here, and then it's fine, you know, if it has a high win rate. They have a 0 account thing where you don't have to pay for activation. I don't know if we're thinking about the same alpha futures, like we were talking about these guys. One step. Because I think there's another one that's like that. I don't know if it's this one though. But there's a bunch of different alpha. I'm trying to see their payout rules. I wouldn't change though from Top Step until I use up. I think it's like 25K I have, where it's like no profit split. There's a certain amount on Top Step where you don't pay any profit split. You just 100% of the profits are yours. Until I reach that maximum, then I don't think I'd switch. Yeah, because these guys, you start at 70% profit split. It means they take 30% of your profits, and then on that 70% I'm taxed too. So that's a lot of money being taken from me. Oh, every 2 weeks. Oh wow, you don't have to have a minimum, like a profit target, I don't think. So these guys, this is actually pretty good. They just take a lot of money from you, but you can basically request a payout whenever you want. Every 2 weeks, doesn't matter how much money is in your account. This is not looking really good. Whatever. I'm gonna go to the gym though. I just took 20 macro on this trade. Wait, what? Setting you put for yourself? No. On when you get funded with Top Step, you trade their express accounts. Like I've emailed Top Step, and they've said there's no way. You have to either trade contracts or the same number of micros for how many contracts you can trade. Like on challenges, I can trade however many micros I want, but once I'm actually funded in the express account, I have to trade. For 50K account, it starts at 2 micros. For 100K, it starts at 3, and it can go up to 4 and 5 the more profits you make. Until you have 30 winning days, then you can trade whatever you want. There's basically no rules, no restrictions once you get to that point. I'm not gonna jump the gun and give myself rules that I won't follow in the future. But I do think that going forward it'd be a good idea if I set limits, because setting limit down here and just letting it do its thing. Because if I had set a limit at this gap, like I would have gotten filled. Instead, I got it up here. So in my mind, I want to like think of a solution, and the easiest thing I see is get my hand off the mouse. Because oftentimes, I want to click a button, and then by the time I even think of moving my hand onto the mouse, I'm like, no, this isn't a good thing. So if I'm like, even sometimes I have my hand on the mouse and my mouse is around the candles, right? And then I think of buying, and then by the time I move it up here, I always say no, let me wait a little bit for a better price or something like that, right? So instead of like having this processing going on, taking up energy in my mind and space in my mind to bother myself with when I should enter, I should just automate it and just put it at where it should be and as a limit. And I feel like that'd make things easier, more simple and less complicated. I should do that, to be honest. No more market orders. That way I can define my risk. I know my risk is defined before the trade. That would be a good idea. But right now I do not like this trade at all. Like, this is just moving sideways. What I don't like is all of this stuff. It is all a bunch of garbage. We're just moving to the side. Inefficient. I would want it to, oh no, I'm gonna call this stuff. I would want it to continue moving higher here, but it's taking its time, and I just don't like sitting in this. So I know it is going up now, but I'm probably going to end the stream here, go play some basketball at my community gym, Richcraft, and then yeah, I already have all my stuff ready, so I'm gonna leave now, end the stream, because I just don't want to sit here any longer and then see it come back into the range, and now I'm like, fuck, is it gonna hit my stop? Is it gonna come back to drawdown? I don't want to worry about all that stuff. All those things take up space and clutter and produce cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and which also makes it harder for me to operate doing other things in a day. So anyways, that's it for today. Not a good performance today. I'm kind of disappointed with how I performed. But I don't want to be too hard on myself before I evaluate how I did and place judgment upon myself. I'm gonna take the day to relax, do something else, get my mind off this morning, and then I'm gonna come back this morning and then rewatch the stream and journal that way in a constructive and positive way. The trade either will hit or it won't. I don't know, but my TP is gonna stay. Honestly, I'm gonna put it where it should be. It's more responsible for me to put it here, because this is where, if I had entered down here, this is where the TP should be. So I'm not gonna be greedy and aim for a lot more. I'm gonna just leave it right here. This is where it should be. And then yeah. Anyways, anybody else in this trade, good luck. I know Nolani took this, but with a very bad RR. So good luck. And I will see you. We'll be streaming tomorrow probably. So see you.